The TradingView platform is the most preferred charting platform for traders. If you first open the TradingView website, you will see this interface. All you want to do is to go to Get Started. So if you go to Get Started, you will see that there are plans for every level of ambition. You have the Essential, the Plus, the Premium, the Ultimate. So in this tutorial, we are going to be using the free version. So go ahead and click on this button, sign up. So I have already signed up, and let's go back to the home page. So if we go back to the home page, you will see products. Under products, you have super charts, screeners, calendars, news flow, portfolios, yield curves, options, phenomena graphs, and community market brokers more. All you want to do is to click on this button, launch super charts. So if we launch our super chart, it will take us to this interface. Let me just delete this one here. So what we are seeing here is the chart for Solana USDT. So one thing we can do here very quickly, if you look here, you will see that there are different time frames. You have the 5 minute, the 15 minutes, the 1 hour, the 4 hours, the daily, and the monthly. Let's use the daily for this tutorial. Let's use the daily time frame. So you can always change the time frame if you want. Now here you can also see the candles. We can also use a line chart, and you will see like this. But most traders prefer to use candlesticks, candles. And here you see indicators. This is where you can add your indicators. There are various types of indicators. Let's say you want to add the, let's say the MACD. You can add your MACD indicator, and here is your MACD. You can also add, if you want to delete the indicator, just come here and you take delete. Still on indicators, you can also add an indicator like the RSI, which is the relative strength index, and you see it here. So you can always delete. You can also add another indicator like the Bollinger Bands, for example. So here is the Bollinger Bands, as you can see. So you can add any indicator that you want, and here too you can delete the indicator. So here is alerts. You can set up an alert for a price. Let's see, for example, this is Solana. Here is let's say we want to place a buy order above this level 200. So we want the price alert. We will come here and we write 200, and we're going to put price crossing upwards, and then we will create alert. This will create an alert, and you can see this is a line here. So whenever the price is about moving upwards towards this line, it will give you a signal. So that is how you can add an alert. So before we go to the other tools, you can also change the color of this chart. So all you want to do is to right click, go to settings, you go to canvas, you go to background. So right now it's on white, so we can change it to black if you want. So you can change it to black, and I like it black. This tutorial, let's leave it on white, put it on black on white. All right, so let's look at the other tools on the left. So here are the other tools on the left. Here we have our course dot arrow demonstration eraser. So let's look at this other tool here, trend line tools. So what I mostly use is this first one, trend line. So I can easily draw my trend line. For example, you draw your trend line. Now a valid trend line should have at least 3 touches, right? A valid trend line should have at least 3 touches. So here is a trend line that I've just drawn. And one way you can use the trend line to predict your price targets is that once this area is broken, you can target the distance between here and the trend line. So about this distance, and this will give you a target. And if you are trailing your stop loss, you can have a 1.5 and have about 1.5 profit on your target. So let's clean this chart. So another tool we can use, we can also use, let's still on trend line, we can use a horizontal line. A horizontal line can be drawn as such. For example, if I know that this is a resistance line here, so if I draw this line like this line acts as support and resistance line, where when the price came up here, it found some difficulties in crossing this area, so it came back down. And whenever the price crosses the line, it finds some difficulties in going down from this line. So right now we are on this line. Let's see what happens if it moves downwards or moves upward. And this is how you can draw your horizontal line. So another tool you can find here is patterns. Now for patterns, I mostly use the Elliott impulse wave. Now let me just show you how you can use the Elliott impulsive wave. For example, let me use clearer example. So if I click here, and for the Elliott wave is 5 wave pattern. This is your wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and wave 5. So price moves in waves, and when you have this price that move in 5 waves, it has completed the pattern. So you can use your Elliott wave to predict the trend of an asset. This is very useful. All right, so let's look at another tool. Let's look at another tool. Here is your projection. You can long, you can short. You can use price range, for example. Let's see, this price got broken here and went right up to this area. So you can easily see the percentage move that it went through. So that's how you can use a price range. So you can also use, I'm looking for a tool here. Okay, let's look at the Fibonacci and the Fibonacci. Now the Fibonacci, here is a tool. Here is the Fibonacci. Now these two, when price breaks and retests the 0.5, let me just explain it on a particular move. So we have this price here. This price move upwards up to this level here. So this price move up to this level. And what did we realize? We saw that the price came back down to this level, 0.786. Now most often I like to use the 0.61 between when price gets into the 0.61, between the 0.61 and the 0.786. That is my most preferred region. So this price, when price makes a move and retraces back into one of these levels, you can use the 0.5 level. I mostly prefer price getting inside the 0.61 and the 0.78 level. So you can always predict where the price will retrace with the Fibonacci retracement. So there is also a Fibonacci extension. There is a trend-based extension. Now the trend-based extension, let's use it. It gives you the target where this price could the possible area where this price could arrive, the 1.61 level. So most often, if you have this kind of retracement, you should be targeting this 1.61 level here. Most often the price could reach this 1.61 level. So you can use the Fibonacci extension to predict where the price might make where you could target your price. So that is how you can use your Fib extension. Now let's go to this other tool here. This is a brush. These are brushes. You can mark an area and do crazy things if you want. So you can do a lot of things. Now this is text. You can write something, anything that you want. You can write it in your chart. So you can do a lot of things. Now if you click a text and you want to change the color, you can just click on this box and play with the colors. You also change the font size and do other things that you might want. Right, so you can also add emojis on your chart, whatever you want. You can add it. So don't know why it's not adding. You could add emojis on your chart if you want. So let's look at some common indicators like the EMA. So this is right. We already have this coming here. I don't know. We're not modeling. Let me clean the chart. So you can add your EMA as you've seen here. Now let us make this EMA 21. So you go to style, style, you can change the thickness, change the color, and under input you can change the length. I want it 21, and also I want to add another indicator, still another EMA with another length. So go to settings, go to the 50 for the input, go to another color. Let's leave it like that. Thickness. Alright. So one way you can trade, you can use the EMA 21 and the EMA 50, for example. Whenever the EMA 21 crosses the EMA 50, you have a baby golden cross. And for example, in this area where we had this cross, we saw price projected up to this level here. So whenever this EMA crosses downwards, you also see price, we had this downward movement. And most often you see price crossing 21, crossing the 50, and there are gaps between. You see that the price will make an upward movement. So right now I think we are getting a cross here. So depending on how the spaces between the 21 and 50, you can see price either moving downwards or might be choppy or make some move upwards. So let's wait and see. So that is how you can use tools to on your charts. So let's look at the right hand side. On the right hand side we have watch list. This watch list, these are assets that you can place here to look at them very quickly. For example, if we click plus, we can add these assets here. We can add gold, we can add whatever we want, and it will come to this list here so that we can always hover over it very quickly. So that is how you can add things, tools on your chart. If you like this video so far, please kindly subscribe, like the like button, and also hit the notification bell so that anytime I upload a video like this, you'll be the first to be notified.